I want you to change the world, and don't think that this is going to happen peacefully or you can do it alone. We need to kill the rich, okay? We need to get out there, use your weapons, and rip Washington apart.
Good morning, everyone. It is August 31st, 2018. I'm here at DC Dirty Laundry. Uncivil behavior is praised now, and this is how civil war starts. This comes from Daisy Luther. She talks about how people on both sides of the political spectrum are increasingly engaging in uncivil behavior against their adversaries. Of course, I think that's what you're supposed to do, but when you get a whole bunch of people doing this, thousands, it can spin out of control eventually, and it will here in the United States, and a war will happen. A lot of people like to think that this won't happen here in the United States. They really go out of their way to point out different things that make the Civil War unlikely. But they're not looking at it from a group psychology point of view. And if they did look at it from that point of view, then they would see that with every one of these incidents, civil war becomes more and more likely. And the reason that is because of contagion. You heard me talk frequently about South Africa and how it worries me that if they begin to really ramp up the attacks on white farmers there, and others, not just farmers, but that seems to be their key focus there, then I worry that the Africans and African Americans across the planet will become inspired by it, and the incident in itself could become a contagion. I am going to do a detailed video about group psychology because it is the most important mechanism you can understand. But anyway, Daisy Luther does an excellent job of chronicling all of these different incidences. For example, a girl in California, in a small town in California, was arrested because she stole another student's MAGA hat and then slapped her teacher as he escorted the ranting young woman from the room. And people defended her actions. In quotes, maybe they shouldn't allow hats like that to be worn in school, as it is incitement, to say the least. Another said, wearing a MAGA hat is the same as wearing a swastika, and the people who wear them know it. We all know what they mean by it. Good for this girl. She had the guts to stand up to Nazis. Hey, free speech. If this guy walked in with a swastika on his hat, would it be okay to knock it off? Now, let me stop right there. I've been thinking about this. I'm thinking maybe I'm going to get me a hat and put a swastika on it just to see if anybody tries to fucking knock it off or take it from me. And if they do try to assault me, it will be a big, big mistake. She goes on to say, I always wondered how I'd feel if I was growing up in Nazi Germany. Would I have the guts to fight? This girl has guts. America fought a war to take out the Nazis, and now we have a lying, crooked, sick wannabe Nazi and fake businessman / TV reality idiot running the country with the help of the Russians. You want people to wear that hat? Oh, I'm sorry. You people want to wear that hat. Be ready for normal people to think you're a traitor. CNN supports Antifa violence. The anchor there says there could be no moral equivalency between violence from the two camps, and that outbursts from those protesting hate was more excusable than those promoting hate. In quotes, it's not about being right in the eyes of the law, but you also have to know what's right and wrong in a moral and good and evil sense, said Kumo. That's why people who show up to fight against bigots are not to be judged the same as the bigots. Even if they do resort to the same kinds of petty violence, the law will take care of that. Kumo also said that the issue was comparable to a fighting an immoral enemy in a war or civil rights movement. And it's not just the left that's acting out in uncivil ways. The right has their own examples. For this one here, Chris Monzon. He's a guy in Miami who was protesting a street name protest. He says, now I'm not into changing street names or knocking down statues, but this guy, he just wants to cause trouble. He was standing near the entrance to Hollywood City Hall in front of a police line that separated him from 150 to 200 protesters. Cedino, that's his other name, was filmed jawing back and forth with the protesters from roughly 10 feet away. He says, you know you're a cancer on the face of the earth. All Jews are. He ended up being arrested for aggravated assault, disorderly conduct, and inciting a riot. But this crowd psychology, this group psychology that I keep referring to, it is the mechanism which is used to keep all of the people divided into separate groups with separate ideologies. And in our modern times, it is easy to keep the people in this suspended state of being part of a group. And it's serious. It's serious enough to point out that many people have been acquitted on charges because of crowd psychology or group psychology. Once you become part of a group, your mind is no longer yours. It is part of the hive mind of that group. And this is the mechanism that is used to control everyone. And in my opinion, group psychology or crowd psychology, however you want to say it, is the very tip-top, most important thing to understand. But once you understand it, you can look at the world and see exactly what is going on. Hope everyone has a good day. And remember, kill the state and live free.